This week's Torah portion is Vayikra, the beginning of the book of Leviticus. It contains a detailed description of the animal sacrifices the Israelites had to bring to atone for their transgressions of the Torah. Since the Romans destroyed the Second Temple in the year 70, we have not sacrificed animals. The temple was replaced by the synagogue and the sacrifices by prayer. A lot has been written about the meaning of the sacrifices. In Hebrew, korbanot, which literally means those things that bring us closer, that is, closer to God. The Rambam, or Maimonides, said in his Guide for the Perplexed that sacrifices were a necessary transitional step between the human sacrifices of the pagans and the kind of worship that God really wanted, that is, prayer. If God had asked only for prayer, the people would not have followed. They were not ready to confine their worship to something so abstract. The Ramban, or Nachmanides, disagreed. He said that sacrifices had intrinsic value. The transgressors had to watch what happened to the animals being sacrificed. This made them realize the seriousness of their transgressions and helped them undergo teshuvah, or repentance, to correct their mistakes. So, what was the real purpose of the sacrifices? Indeed, what is the real purpose of any Jewish ritual? Quite simply, Jewish rituals are what preserved Judaism and what will continue to preserve Judaism. Let me illustrate with two scenarios. In the first scenario, Jewish parents tell their child, there are two types of commandments in the Torah: the ritual commandments and the ethical commandments. Ritual commandments are primitive, irrational, and sometimes barbaric. Civilization has evolved way past the need to keep any of them. We reject them completely. You may consider them dead letter and ignore them. But the ethical commandments, they are the soul of Judaism, the core, the essence. That is what we must preserve and pass on. You must not steal. You must not murder. You must honor your parents. You must love your neighbor as yourself. You must pursue justice. You must give charity. These are the eternal values of Judaism. That is what we are all about. And the child will learn, and in time will respond, yes, Mom and Dad, I will treasure these values, live by them, and pass them on to my children. But I learned that these are universal values. It's not clear to me why, at this point, I have to stick the label Jewish on them, or on myself, for that matter. And when it comes time for me to marry, it is not clear to me why I should choose a spouse only among the 1/3 of 1% of people my age who call themselves Jewish. All I need to do is find someone who shares these eternal values, and together we will pass them on to our children. The label does not matter. This stuff is now in the public domain, as it were. And the parents will stare at the child, speechless. They won't know how to respond, because the logic is sound. The logic is unimpeachable. And so, several generations down the pike, these parents will have no descendants who call themselves Jewish. And the values we started from will find themselves mixed in with the values of other traditions within the family and the political correctness of the day, and in many cases will no longer be describable in any way as Jewish. For some people, that is not a problem. To them I say, peace. This is a free country. If you don't understand on your own, I can't explain it to you. But for others, it is a very big problem. It is to them that I address my remarks. Now on to the second scenario. Jewish parents tell their child, there are two types of commandments in the Torah: ritual commandments and ethical commandments. Both are important. Both must be preserved. You must not steal, and you must keep Shabbat. You must not murder, and you must keep kosher. You must honor your parents, and you must put a mezuzah on the doorpost of your house. You must love your neighbor as yourself, and you must not worship idols. You must pursue justice, and you must fast on Yom Kippur. You must give charity, and you must redeem the firstborn. And the child will learn them, and in time will respond, yes, Mom and Dad, I will treasure these commandments, live by them, and pass them on to my children. But he cannot continue as the child in the first scenario did. He cannot say, why should I stick the label Jewish on these commandments? Because so many of them are uniquely Jewish. They are not found anywhere else. He cannot say, as the first child did, why should I marry Jewish? Because the only spouse who will do all these things with him must necessarily be another Jew. And that will ensure Jewish continuity and the survival of the very Jewish values so dear to the hearts of the parents in both scenarios. What is the difference between the two scenarios? The ritual commandments. That's all. So while for many Jews, even many observant Jews, ritual commandments are seen as hukim, or commandments for which no obvious rationale comes to mind, for others, their purpose is not so obscure. The Hebrew writer Ahad Ha'am once famously said, more than Israel has kept Shabbat, has Shabbat kept Israel. He might as well have extended his saying to all ritual commandments. If you kill the ritual commandments, you also kill the goose that laid the golden egg. Then you will have no more golden eggs. Judaism is a package deal, ritual plus ethical. It has proved its worth as a package deal by producing good people who have enhanced the welfare of the world. It cannot survive except as a package deal. Take it or leave it. If you do not take it as a package, then your line will surely leave it, willy-nilly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Shabbat Shalom.